Okay guys, here we go. Now I'll ask you 26, so 26 is 1/3 v equals 1/3 pi r squared h, and I'm asked to find out what h is. So I'm going to make sure this is at the center of my board. That means it'll all appear. Okay, so that should all appear. Now first thing I'm going to do is multiply in by the 1 on top. So 1 times pi is pi, and then it's just pi r squared h divided by 3 equals v. I'm going to give them a common denominator of 3. 3 on the bottom, 3 on the top. The 3's will now disappear. I will then do a switch because I generally like my target on the left while I like everything else on the right. You don't have to, but that's the way I always do them. The h is being multiplied by the pi and the r squared, so if they're multiplied on the left, they must be division on the right. Only because we know they're being multiplied. Everybody cool with that one? Okay, that was number 26. Now we're looking at number 27. ut plus a half at squared, isolate a. So this is an applied maths formula for distance. Okay. Over, we're looking for a, are we? Yeah. This basically means the distance traveled equals your initial speed times the time taken you're traveling, plus half the acceleration times the time squared will tell you how far you actually traveled. Okay? Provided you're accelerating at the same rate. This 27, yeah? Great. I'm going to get a common denominator. What's the common denominator? Anybody? 2. 2s over 2. Next one. 2ut over 2. 1 times at squared is thus at squared over 2. How much the 2's on the bottom? Cancel. I'll do a switch in a second. Some people might do this. At squared equals 2s minus 2ut. Remember I said I always want the a on the left for me, so what will I do? Switch at squared equals 2s minus ut. Then divide by t squared, and we're done. Who got that one now? Good job. Okay. Anybody want to tell me what went wrong, what worked? Now, moving on here now, lads. What we have next is question 30. And I'll take that down on the left-hand side of the board. Well, your rubber used to be bigger on this thing, then they made it smaller, which makes it more annoying. Don't know why they did that. Used to have a giant rubber. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to do x plus y over z equals w, and we're looking for z. Once again, I'll put the question towards the top of the board, so everything should fit in. Common denominator first, lads. So z on top, z on the bottom, z on top, z on the bottom. Z's disappear. So what am I left with now? Zx plus y equals w z. I have 2 z's, so that's a problem. Move both z's over to the 1 side. And move the y to the... Oh wait. It does, yeah, I'm just about to do that. Sorry. And the y becomes minus. Now guys, there's 2 possible answers to this. I'll give you both answers in a second. Are you ready? So the first answer would be take out the z, and what we left with? W equals minus y, and then z equals minus y over. Okay, did anybody get y over w minus x? You're also correct. Now if I multiply the top and bottom by minus 1, what happens? Minus y turns into x turns into minus x, and minus w turns into w. Essentially what would happen is something like this. Imagine instead of moving over the wz, I moved over the xz. So we got y equals zx, what's it, y equals wz, 1 second now. Y equals wz minus zx. I did the spin then. Wz minus zx equals y. Take out the z. See the way you're both correct? So that's a different answer to my initial one, but both answers are correct. Just going to press the pause button. Well, we got some really good questions here now, yeah? A bit of confusion as to are they the same answer? And here's a skill that you all need to know. Sometimes you'll answer a question and the back of the book will disagree with you. Usually the back of the book will disagree with you because you have the minus version of their answer. Okay, so as an example, if you have an answer, and let's say I've answer A, and the back of the book has answer B. So I do the question, I can't spot a mistake, and just waiting on the pen to appear. There we go, that's slow. A there and B there. B is the answer to the back of the book, A is the answer I got. If that happens to you, just multiply top and bottom by -1 and see what happens. So that turns into Y minus X plus W. And then you can see that minus X plus W is the same thing as W minus X. So they are in fact the same number. Yes, sir. Yeah. Isn't -5. I didn't check. So what you're saying, if I have 2 plus 3 equals 5. You're saying, what you're saying is I multiplied the right hand side by minus, but not the left hand side. Is that what you're telling me? Look at this though, ready? That's 5 over 1, correct? And I multiplied both the numerator and the denominator by -1. So I actually have -5 over -1, which is still 5. When you multiply the top and bottom by the same amount, you don't change the number. So there's no need to change the left side. You can change the right side only, provided you do the same to the top and the bottom. Does that answer your question? Yes. 33. Lads, we look across and we see 3 different denominators. It's very similar to question 32. Everybody remember 32 last night? So whatever we did for 32 must also work for 33. Now you look across and what does the A see? So we'll just add a B and C. What does the B see? And then finally, what does the C look at? If you find the colours handy, the colours show you what's added in extra. Okay, the ABCs will all cancel because they're the same denominator. And that leaves me with 3BC equals 4AC minus 1AB. I want C's, so anything that has a C in it needs to go to the left. So 3BC minus 4AC equals minus 1AB. Take out C, and what do we have? Minus 4A equals minus 1AB. Divide by, oh sorry, I should really highlight this in the middle of the graph. So we got ABC as a common denominator. Then we move the 4AC to the left, leaving behind the minus 1AB. Now we're going to divide the 3B minus 4A, so minus 1AB over 3 minus 4A. Can somebody give me the other answer that could be in the back of the book? You multiply top and bottom by, and then you get 1AB minus 3B plus, which is probably presented in the back of the book as 1AB over 4A minus 3B. Is that alright? Alright, will somebody tell me what questions I did there?